What's up, guys? Today I wanted to detail a pretty cool beat I made. When I made it, I was going for a Anderson .Paak slash Pharrell vibe, but as I started getting further and further into the beat, I started realizing, this doesn't sound anything like that at all. But nonetheless, I think the finished product still sounds pretty cool, and I wanted to detail what I did to make it. So with that being said, let's get into the first instrument. So when you go to think of what an Anderson .Paak beat sounds like, the first thing I think of is like crazy drums. He plays, for the most part, all of his drums in his songs. And so since it's an acoustic sound I'm looking for, I started with a snap. It don't get more organic than a snap. And it goes like this. Layered on top of that is a snare sound, more of a acoustic sounding snare. Still a digital snare, but it has that flavor of a more acoustic sound. So that goes like this. And then layered on top of both of those is another snare sound that goes like this. So a real simple pattern, and it's just a bunch of layered snares. So moving on to the hats. I wanted the hats to be kind of an acoustic sound as well, keeping along of the vibe of an Anderson .Paak type beat. So the first hat that I laid down, let me zoom out a little bit on this one. All right, oh no, it's already zoomed out. All right, so the first hat sound that I laid down goes like this. Real simple pattern. Every downbeat, I'm just having a hat hit. And then I have the second hi-hat that just has a few, you can see the notes here, a few sounds sprinkled in just to give the hi-hat pattern more of a bounce. And both of those together go like this. All right, cool. And next, it's just a open hi-hat ride. This is a audio file that I found. I like the way it sounded, so I just threw it in. But all that together sounds like this. And then to just kind of add a bit more of an ambiance to it, put in the crash. The crash hits on, I think, the second downbeat of every 2 bars. So all that together goes like this. All right, and that's the hats. To move on to the kicks, I have 2 kicks here. The first one is going to be a softer sounding kick. It sounds good. It sounds more of a acoustic kind of flair, but it doesn't have quite of a punch, quite that much punch. So hold on, let me play it first, and then I'll tell you what I did in addition. All right, so like I was saying, it doesn't quite have as much punch as you will want from a kick, but it does kind of have that acoustic sound that I'm trying to go for. So I did layer on top of that more of a trappish kind of kick, just to give it more of that punch. And that on top of it sounds like this. And then when we come to the bass, when you think of a Anderson .Paak bass line, it's not 808s. It's mostly an acoustic bass. He does have a few tracks where it's 808s, but for the most part, it's an acoustic bass. So following in suit with that, this is my bass line that I laid. This instrument, if you guys have Native Instruments contact, the bass is called the Scarby Rickenbacker bass. Whoop. Phone call. Hey, what's up?
2 hours later.
All right. All right, see ya. Lost my train of thought. All right. Anyways, so the next thing I added was a bass line, and like I was saying, this instrument, if you guys have Native Instruments contact, it's a bass in there called the Scarby Rickenbacker bass. Great sounding acoustic bass. Highly recommend it. But anyways, this is what the bass sounds like. All right. Oops. So that's my low end. And all right, so at the beginning of the video, I mentioned when you think of an Anderson .Paak type beat, you think of crazy drums, crazy bass. So if you might have realized, ain't nothing crazy about the drums that I laid down. So at this point, I'm like, this probably ain't an Anderson .Paak type beat. So I pivoted. So another inspiration of mine is Pharrell. So, you know, I thought, what would Pharrell do? So the next thing I did was I added in some guitars. So let me solo these separately. So this is the main melody right here. A very cool guitar sound, and it goes like this. Yeah, super smooth. And then I layered underneath that just a pad just to give it some more ambiance, and that goes like this. I mean, and by itself, that sounds pretty cool, but you know, after a while, that can get kind of old since it's just a loop. So to add more of a differentiation, I guess, within the 4-bar loop, I put this little Electra X sound at the end to kind of send it off into the next loop, and that goes like this. So we play that together. It's going to sound something like this. Excuse me. So we play that together. It's going to sound something like this. And then since I started going with guitars, I felt I should add some more guitars just to make it sound not as robotic. So I put a little strum pattern in here that goes like this. Real simple, just one note, just in my mind strumming it, but I'm just hitting the key on the keyboard. Nothing too crazy. And then to top it all off, just another sound from another Native Instruments library called Reactor. It just adds a little bit of ambiance. That's all. All right. But that goes like this. And that's it. So all together, this is what it sounds like. And that's it. So I hope you guys like this video. This is my first tutorial style video. So if you like this video, please hit the like button below. If you want to see more like this from me, because I'm going to do a lot more in the future, please hit the subscribe button. And if you have comments on how to make these videos better, just let me know. Hit me up in the comment section, and I'll try to get back to as many people as I can. And that's it. Thanks for watching, guys.